everybody, welcome back. Doing a battle pass. What do I need to do to finish this thing? I'm sick of spending all this time doing this thing. It's really annoying video. So, a lot of the things I try to do in my mind are to be more efficient, to help someone, understand, hey, you got to do this much of this thing to be able to get this goal. That's what this video is meant to be. I want to give another shout out to WolverThor for putting together this battle pass spreadsheet that I'm going to use and reference. I made a copy of it and started playing with some things to come up with some scenarios, because I'm hearing a lot of people talk about real-time arena sucks. I'm sick of spending all this time. We got this blitz sim in game, but then they put this real-time arena in here and this sucks. I spent all that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, but we're only like 3 days in, and how far along are you? And I'm like, well, I'm already done. I'm like, well, okay. I'm like, I don't spend as much time doing it, right? You don't have to spend that much time. So instead of just being a jerk and saying that, which I just did, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I went through some math. I wanted to do the math. I want to give you guys some scenarios, so maybe you can choose about which scenario that you want to do to be able to get all of the points to finish the battle pass. Okay, so that's what we're going to go to. Again, shout out to WolverThor for doing the spreadsheet. Great job. It's a fantastic tool that everybody should be using. You can come to my Discord if you need it. I'm sure you can find it on many other Discords. Link to my Discord's in the description below with all kinds of other stuff. So anyway, let's go check out the spreadsheet and I'll walk through the scenarios with you guys, okay? Actually, first, let's check out the game mode a little bit and then I'll go there.
WolverThor.
All right, so I think you guys all know at this point what I'm talking about. You go here, you get the objectives. Right now, I'm done with my objectives for the daily, and I've only got one left for the weekly, which ends in 3 days. And you can see I'm almost done with these 550 knockouts. That's the last knockout you get. These other things that you get here, you see the daily ones I've got. I think it shows this. These are all daily. These are all daily. All right, and then it shows these other 2 weekly ones, which are the 225, 350. There should have been some, okay, I think Squirrel Girl, yeah, so these are the other ones. So these are the other weekly ones where I've got Squirrel Girl, She-Hulk, Villain, Brawler, Bio. I think those were the ones I had a week, and these top ones were the daily ones that I've already finished. So those were, I had to go through there, and I remember just being like, I need to use She-Hulk 50 times, I need to use Squirrel Girl 50 times. Annoying. My She-Hulk was really low. I ended up building her up a little bit, where I'm kind of like, ugh, I spent these resources on She-Hulk. Do I have to do this every time? This is super, super annoying. Here she is. She was level 1 before this. Now she's gear tier 10, 6664, level 60. And that was an investment, right? And I should have done this video and figured this math out before I did that. I didn't. So now I hope this video keeps you from doing what I did for this. All right, so you get the idea. I built that She-Hulk up for this specific thing to try to get through that weekly objective, right? So let's go look at the spreadsheet now and figure out, did I need to do that? Is there a scenario where I could have skipped this specific weekly thing to try to get it? Spoiler, yeah, I could have skipped it. So let's check out the spreadsheet. All right, so the first tab of this is literally just, the things that you get in the free, how many per, there's 100 levels on this thing, how many you get each one, and the premium, the same thing. We don't really care about this side of the spreadsheet. This is good and great. I love this part. I did a different video about this, about the money and the worth on this. Not diving into that. The important part is this second tab, which WolverThor, and I'll zoom in a little bit here, where he shows these are all the daily things that you can get. These are all the weeklies. Now, the ratings, that's the currency that you can get from these objectives. All right, and again, on daily, this thing lasts 28 days. On the weekly, you've got 4 weeks to month to do it. If you do all the dailies, you can get a guaranteed total of 18,200 ratings. If you do all the weekly, you get a total of 23,000, which gives you a 41,200 possible ratings. As you can see over here, you only need 250 ratings per level. There's 100 levels, which means you need 25,000 total ratings. That's a delta of 16,200 ratings. There's an additional 16,000 ratings in this thing over the course of every day and every month. So that means you can shave stuff off. So the question becomes, what do you want to shave off? And make sure you can get, the things you shave off can still get you to that 25,000. I've laid out, I think, 4 scenarios here. I'll walk through them real quick. You can kind of figure out on your own if you want to, again, come with this spreadsheet where it's, go find it and you can say, well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. My current roster does this. I've got more time on the week than I do in the, whatever. You can play with it, right? So you decide, but I've got 4 scenarios here that I want to play with. And then hopefully, like I said, this can help you. The first one, scenario 1 that I've got here is you skip the final 2 weekly KOs, meaning these 2. I don't want to go, I hate knockouts. It takes too long. People quit. I'm sick of having someone like who I'm beating and then I'm about to kill their last 3 people and they quit. It's annoying. I'm sick of it, whatever. All right, you know what? I'm not going to do that. So you skip this 350 and 550, but you do all of the dailies. Every day you get those done. And honestly, the dailies in my mind are the most easy or the easiest. 20 to 30 minutes, I find that I can get those done. So I'd recommend keeping those if you're, trying to save time. The weekly ones, you only have to do, these front end ones can take a little bit of time, but you only have to do it once a week for 4 weeks, right? So, and the 225 knockouts, that might come naturally with some of these other things. So I kind of left it there. So you just skip these final 2 knockouts. So what does that give you? 29,800 total possible points. You're good. You could have shaved several other things off of here, and I'm not, I guess I could do just, if I wanted to do one of these abilities, this character, I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm still good. If I want to do this character, I'm still good. If I don't want to do this, I'm still good. I want to do this, I'm still good. So you can get through these things where it's like, okay, you can shave these things off. So shave off the last 2 weekly knockouts, you're good to go. The next scenario that I had here, scenario 2, on the dailies and weeklies. I skip all weekly KOs. I skip all these. I don't want to do these. I'm annoyed. I don't like them. Well, guess what? You're screwing yourself. You can't skip all of these weekly KOs. You have to do at least this one. All right? So don't think I'm just skipping the 225. You have to get at least a 225. So I recommend making sure to do that. Everything else in this is maxed except for these knockouts. So got to get the 225, all right? So scenario 3, you skip the last weekly knockout, which is just the 550, and do half of the daily milestones. Meaning, you know what? I don't have time every day to do this, but maybe half of the month I can get it done, right? Because I've got work, I've got whatever, I've got kids, I've got to go to school, whatever you got to do. You can only fit in 14 days a month, but throughout the course of the week, maybe you've got a bunch of time on one particular day, you can get some knockouts knocked out. Well, that gives you 26,000 points. You're got a positive 1,900. You're good to go. So under this scenario, if those daily objectives are just like, I can't do it, you're still fine. Okay, you don't have to necessarily worry about that, but that's just, you can do it if you want, right? Because you can get to the 25,000 total ratings needed, all right? So, and again, that's for all 100 levels. So the fourth scenario that I got here, which I believe is my last one that I've got, right? Yeah, okay. So I skipped the last 2 weekly knockouts and all weekly characters. So I'm doing every daily, which again, I want to promote that, on the 20, if you can get these done in 20 to 30 minutes, you're golden, right? That's not a lot of time, especially when you got that Blitz Sim. So if I go from 2 to 3 hours a day on Blitz Sim down to 20 minutes and then get another 20 or 30, let's just call it 30 minutes, it's somewhere between 40 minutes and an hour a day versus 2 to 3 hours what we had for Blitz. Okay, so I'm looking at that as a time saver. So I'm keeping this 28 days. I shave off these 2 weekly knockouts, the higher ones, and I don't worry about the abilities on the weekly as well. Okay, if I don't want to have to worry about that, I get exactly what I need. To me, this is like almost the perfect scenario. You skip the last 2 knockouts, which are kind of a pain in the butt. You skip the weekly ability stuff because it's just, again, a pain in the butt, and you can get it. Now, something you do need to remember, though, because this currency matters a bit, is the ions, okay? If I'm skipping this, that means I miss out on my ions. I'm missing out 5,000 ions. So you gotta balance what's important to you. That's why I'm saying, come get this spreadsheet, play with what matters to you, and then kind of go from there. Now, we can do one last scenario where we're looking here. It's like, well, I don't want to lose any pieces. I don't want to lose anything. I want to keep all that main stuff. You know, can I keep, we'll call it scenario 5, okay? Scenario 5, I want all my stuff, but I don't want to spend a lot of time. Is there anything there? Scenario 5, give me stuff, save time, all right? So I don't want to lose out on anything here, right? This is our last one. So that means I can't lose any of these. Well, I know that I can't lose that. All right, so I'm like, okay, so what else can I lose over here? So I guess maybe I could lose these training mats, but you know what? I don't get anything for these. So let's take that out. Oh, nope, I lose. All right, so you know you're going to complete a match. You know you're going to win a match. You're probably going to win 3 matches. You're going to get those anyway, honestly, so it's kind of like, eh. But maybe it's like, okay, I mean, you could do some of it, but again, you're going to save that. So more than likely, I think the best thing that you're really going to look through, honestly, even though this is like, you know, you could skip these characters and get landed. 10 T3 training mats. I don't know. I think you're really, and I think I marked this up where you just skip the, where was it? You skip the last 2 here. This really, to me, scenario 1, that way you keep everything. Yeah, you're over into some extra. When I was in 5, I think, what did I shave off? Oh yeah, I shaved off the KOs here. All right, so maybe that's a little bit different. You don't do the knockouts on your daily, but again, you're probably going to get them anyway. So these last 2 knockouts, that's where you're likely going to save your time. You don't have to do it, okay? So I hope this video helped. You know, look, I think that, you know, some people might not truly understand how much time they don't need to put in this. The daily stuff is pretty short. Don't go crazy doing all these knockouts. You don't need to do it. You don't need to. I personally would rather do the 20 minutes on the day, but again, that's why this is here for you. There is the opportunity to still do these weekly knockouts and do half the dailies. You know, on those half the dailies, remember though, you know, you lose these ions a little bit and you lose some training mats. Your call, right? So as always, I hope this video helps. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Hammer down that like button, notification bell, subscription button. If you want to come to the Discord to discuss this, link in the description below. Obviously, comment below if I've totally screwed something up, if I missed something obvious. I just wanted to put something out there that's kind of hey, you don't need to spend a bunch of time on this if you don't want to. So that's all I got for now. Again, appreciate you stopping by, and until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.